They say this was Jason Statham's first movie where he actually had a full head of hair. Back then, Jason worked as an enforcer for a mob boss, helping him solve countless problems. But the boss was ungrateful and treacherous, ready to burn bridges when it suited him. To win a high-stakes bet, the boss had Jason's brother and his entire family kidnapped, using them as leverage to force Jason into the game. Jason had no choice but to play along. He won the bet. But then the other side tried to stiff him on the payout and cursed him out to his face. Jason tried to let it slide for the sake of peace. But when the mob boss's men joined in mocking him, he lost his temper, pulled a revolver, and blew a hole through the other guy's foot. The situation instantly exploded into a full-on gunfight between both crews. When it was over, Jason ended up in handcuffs and was sentenced to 7 years in prison. To protect his brother's family, he never ratted on the mob boss. He told himself that once he got out, they could all be together again. But while Jason was behind bars, the boss's men murdered his brother's wife in cold blood, then walked away without consequence, leaving his brother sobbing in grief. When Jason heard the news, his blood boiled. He swore he'd make the boss pay. While in prison, Jason unexpectedly befriended 2 inmates in the next cell. One a chess grandmaster, the other a con artist extraordinaire. The two had never met in person, but somehow knew each other's every move, communicating through the prison's circulating library books. Jason, ever observant, discovered from their messages that they'd intentionally gotten arrested for the thrill, because escaping prison was child's play for them. Jason admired their audacity, and he was often tempted by the smell of gourmet food drifting from their cell. Growing closer, he shared his entire life story with them. The 2 old pros were generous in return, teaching Jason all their secrets, master-level chess strategy and the art of the con. Jason trained hard and soon transformed into a brilliant tactician. Seeing his progress, the 2 hinted through their coded book notes that they'd take him with them on their next escape. Jason believed every word and couldn't wait. The next day, during inspection, guards discovered that the 2 had vanished without a trace, as if no one had ever lived there. Furious, they searched Jason's cell, but found nothing. There was nothing to do but serve out the rest of his sentence. 7 years later, Jason finally walked free. But when he returned home, he was stunned. His stash of cash and valuables was gone. They didn't even leave him a pair of socks, just a note. Jason immediately realized it was from the 2 con men. He had told them where the loot was hidden, and they'd played along all those years just for the payday. The one consolation? The cons they taught him were real. Jason went on a tear in the casinos, winning big, but he didn't cash out for a quiet retirement. He had unfinished business. He walked straight into the mob boss's own casino, ready to show him just how much his game had changed.